Hello, everyone. We have an exciting video for you today. We're going to pit together ChatGPT versus Claude, the large language models. We're going to pit them against each other and see which one can perform better in 3 tasks. And those 3 tasks are coding, we're going to do music playlists, and we're going to do vacation planning. Okay, so we have one technical and the 2 less technical things, but I think that's like a nice round view of what these large language models can do. So without further ado, let's dive into round one.
Round 1, fight!
All right, so we're going to start out inside of ChatGPT today, and we're going to start off with music playlists. Now, again, this is a pretty simple task, but I just want to send it to both of these tools just to see what it can do. So I'm a big fan of Linkin Park. I like NF. I like Blink-182. I kind of like that era of rock. So we're going to see if ChatGPT and Claude can create a playlist that kind of matches that tone, that energy into a playlist. So let's see if we can do it. So let's ask ChatGPT. Can you help me create a music playlist? I'm going to say I would like it to be 20 songs. Okay, so start there. Can you help me create a music playlist? I'd like it to be 20 songs. Okay, so it already knows I like those, which is okay, because I guess I've talked to it before. So you can see it kind of it's sending me the first 8 songs are from NF, Linkin Park, and Blink-182. And you can see that it's giving me what? Let's count through. So I would expect this playlist to have a piece of those 3 groups, Linkin Park, NF, and Blink-182, but I wouldn't want the whole playlist to be their music, because if not, I would just go listen to their music. I want it to be music that is similar to them. So let's see, just counting through, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 of the 20 songs are from Linkin Park, NF, and Blink-182. That is too much. So we're going to try to fix that. But first off, looking at the songs that aren't Blink-182 or Linkin Park, we got Paramore, Misery Business, Basket Case by Green Day, Ocean Avenue by Yellow Card, Fat Lip by Sum 41. Those are all really good songs. There was the songs that are generally played on my playlist that I have anyway. So it's done a good job so far. So let's see. So can you get it to have less Linkin Park, NF, and Blink-182 songs? I'm gonna say I would like to limit it to 1 song per band. Limit it to 1 song per band. Okay, so this is going to make it so we're going to have to get basically 17 songs that aren't from those 3 groups, which I think is going to be a little bit more challenging. So let's send it off and see what happens here. All right, so here we go. It says 1 song each from Linkin Park, NF, and Blink-182. Okay, cool. There we go. So there's Sum 41 again, MGK's album, Offspring, Green Day, Paramore, Fall Out Boy, The Killers, Yellow Card, Panic at the Disco, Rise Against. There's a Fort Minor song, which is great. My Chemical Romance, Jimmy Eat World, 21 Pilots, All Time Low, Good Charlotte. That is a who's of 2000s pop punk music. So I think ChatGPT's done a pretty good job of picking out kind of the hits from that era. So let's see if we can dial it in a little bit more, and let's get some deep cuts. So let's see. I'm gonna say those are all big hits from those groups. Could we have a playlist that has a bit more deep cuts? All right. So this is going to test it a little bit more because again, those are all the hits, right? Those are all probably the most we'll let it load through here. Those are all kind of the best songs from those bands, right? None from Linkin Park, Let You Down by NF, All the Small Things. If you play those anywhere in the world, everyone probably knows those songs, right? Same thing for Sugar, We're Going Down, Mr. Brightside, Ocean Avenue. Everyone knows those songs. So let's see what it does instead. So Place for My Head by Linkin Park. That's a deep cut. It's a great song. I remember my very first Linkin Park concert I went to. They played that song at the very end. I didn't even know the song because I didn't listen to the deep cuts. So it's a good choice. Only by NF, good choice. I don't even think I've ever heard this Blink-182 song. So that's pretty good. Same thing for the Sum 41. So it's done a pretty good set. So that's pretty good. I don't know a lot of those songs. So I know the Fort Minor one. I know the All Time Low one. But other than that, I don't know any of those other songs. That's great. Okay. So let's try to push it even further. Let's say, can you create another 20 song set list without using any bands that you used so far? So let's see if it can do that. Can you create another 20 song playlist without using any bands you've used so far? Okay, so let's see what happens here. So I think this is gonna be a little bit more challenging because there's not that many pop punk bands that are that popular. So let's see. Um, okay, so we got Arctic Monkeys, Royal. I've never heard of Royal Bloods. Imagine Dragons, we've all heard of. Weezer. Um, so so this playlist is leaning more into like the alternative space, which isn't my space. So let's see if I can give it that feedback and see if it can change it. Um, so that this playlist leans more into alternative music. I would like to stay in the pop punk or emo genres. All right, let's see if it can remake it again. Okay. Saves it. Okay. The one. Okay. All right. These these are good. This is some great songs too, and some bands that we haven't seen so far, like Alkaline Trio, Newfound Glory, Starting Line, Taking Back Sunday. So like, okay, ChatGPT's done a pretty good job here. Done a pretty good job here. So Claude's gonna have to perform pretty well to stay up with ChatGPT. So let's pop over into Cloud or in the Claude, excuse me, and see what it can do in the playlist space. All right, so jumping in the Claude here. So again, we're gonna make a playlist. So I'm gonna ask it, can you help me make a playlist? All right. So let's see. Okay, we'll make sure we're on the most intelligent model. All right, cool. Start our chat. Let's see what it can do here. To get started to be helpful, you can probably okay. Okay, so this is asking me if it's for a specific platform. So like I use Apple Music. So all right, that's interesting. So I'm gonna give it similar information. I'm a big fan of Linkin Park, NF, and Blink 182. Okay. I would like the playlist to include music similar to them. Okay, so that's good. And then I use Apple Music. All right. So if it can actually create an Apple Music link for me for this playlist, that'd be pretty awesome. So let's see. I don't think you can do that, but we're about to see if it can or not. Loading up. I don't know if like the little loading symbol for Claude reminds anyone else of Nickelodeon, but that's what it reminds me of. All right, let's see. So it features a mixture of alternative rock, rap rock, and pop punk. Okay. So we got Linkin Park, NF, Blink 182, Imagine Dragons, Paramore, Sum 41, Skillet, another Linkin Park, another NF, another Blink 182, Simple Plan, Trapped. Okay. This is a pretty good playlist. This one might be a little bit better than the ChatGPT playlist. Okay, so let's see. So I'm gonna give it the same feedback because it's repeated NF, Linkin Park, and Blink 182. So I just want to say I only want one song per band. Okay. Can you make the playlist only have one song per band? All right. So rolling off there. So let's see if we can edit it to like fix that for us. So all right, it's keeping everything pretty much the same. Sum 41, Skillet, 3 Days Grace, I think is new. Yep. Okay. Papa Roach, Simple Plan, Trapped. Okay, but it dropped it down to 15 songs. Okay, but on the other side, these are all incredible songs, right? Like we got Paramore, Sum 41, Skillet, 3 Days Grace, Papa. I mean, if you went to a rock fest, like if you went to the Vans Warped Tour, most of these bands had a chance of being there, right? Like these are all incredible bands that most of them are still touring to this day because they're still so popular. So okay, so all right, so I'm gonna tell Claude I really like that playlist. Could you make me another 20? So I'm gonna do the same thing. Could you make me another 20 song playlist with the same? I hate using the word vibe, but we're gonna use it. Could you make me a 20 song playlist with the same vibe, but don't use any bands that you've used so far? All right, let's see what it can do. Because again, I like this playlist a little bit better. So let's see if it can do it again. Okay, first off, okay, 3 Days Grace wasn't in that one. Sum 41 is in that one though. So is Linkin Park using different bands from, interesting. So like it has 3 Days Grace. It has most of the bands. It has the same bands. Okay, introducing new bands and songs. Okay, I'm gonna try. Okay, try it again. I don't know if I. Okay, can you make me another 20-song playlist with the same vibe, but don't use any bands maybe that you've used so far in any other playlists. Okay, try to be a little bit more specific here with this, but right now ChatGPT is definitely listening better. So let's see what happens. All right, 1,000-Foot Crutch. Okay, all right, there we go. So maybe, well, there's Linkin Park again. Multiple Linkin Parks. Huh. Interesting. There's another 3 Days Grace, which I think has popped up multiple times. Yeah. Okay, so I think kind of in conclusion of this first stage here, I like the playlist that Claude is creating better. Like I think the music that's being chose here is better. However, it's not listening to me, and like whenever I'm telling it, I don't want it to like use the same bands again. And then of course it's like sending me the same band multiple times too, which is not great. But again, I do like the playlist better that Claude is giving me. So I think in round one, even though it's giving me the same bands over and over again, well, not every once in a while it's giving me the same bands. I'm still gonna give Claude the slight edge just because the music selections are a little bit better on Claude's side versus ChatGPT's. So I'm gonna give round one to Anthropic's Claude. I keep on saying cloud. We're in the cloud, but Claude. There we go. All right, let's move on to round two.
Round 2. Fight!
All right, so part two, we're going to talk about coding inside of both of these tools. So I'm not going to show off the full coding experiences in both tools because I don't want this video to run close to an hour. It definitely would if I went through the full coding process. I've made a Claude and a ChatGPT coding videos that I'm going to have linked in the description and in cards above that you can check out to see the full experience. I am going to give you a summary here, though. So I think both tools do a good job of writing code for you. So if you're just looking for a tool that can write code, I think both tools will get the job done. Now, the question is which one's better? That's what this whole video is about, is which one's better. So round one with music playlist is one by Claude. Round two, I don't think it's going to stay in the same way, and here's why. So Claude can generate code for you, but there's a big disadvantage for Claude in this space, and that is that it can't run the code for you, right? So it can generate code, but then you have to test that code on your side, which is not the biggest problem in the world, right? Like, if you're writing code, you're probably going to run it somewhere. However, the big point of using AI is that you want it to kind of talk you through the process. You want it to almost like, if you're writing a machine learning model, you want it to try to help tune itself. You want it to try to error handle itself. Like, you're using AI for the ease of the code, right? Like, that is the whole point of doing it. Claude, again, can write the code, but it has no idea whether the code it's writing is actually going to work because it can't run the code for you. That's a big disadvantage because as you probably all know, ChatGPT can't. ChatGPT will run the code for you as you are generating it through the process, and it even is getting to the point now where like it won't even show you the code; it'll just talk through the results, which I think is really, really cool. It's a big difference between Claude and ChatGPT. That Claude is just giving you the code and saying, "Hey, this should work." ChatGPT is like, "We ran the code already for you. Here's the result. You can click this button to see the code if you want to see it." So I think that's a big disadvantage for Claude. Now, again, these tools are both in the cloud. These tools are both running on servers. So the servers could stop working, which in my ChatGPT video, that's exactly what happens. The ChatGPT, we're trying to tune a machine learning model based on the data I sent it, and it can't run. It just keeps erroring out over and over and over again. And I tried it over a multiple day span, still failed out. So, ChatGPT has, I think, a big advantage on code just because it can run the code for you. But obviously, it just depends on if that works. If the code running is not working on ChatGPT servers, then I'd say Claude is probably the better tool, or like is as good as ChatGPT on code generation. But since ChatGPT can run the code, which I think Claude, I would be surprised if Anthropic does not include that in Claude at some point in the future. but at the current moment, ChatGPT can run the code for you, and that's a massive advantage. So we're going to give coding to ChatGPT in round 2. So that's going to lead us into round 3 with Claude taking round 1, ChatGPT taking round 2. So we're going into round 3 for all the marbles of this large language model showdown.
Final round. Fight!
All right, hitting you from a new camera angle, we're going to work on vacation planning in round 3 here. So this is round 3. So it's a 3-round event. We're 1-1 so far. So this is, whoever wins this round is going to take all the marbles. So something else this is something I've seen pop up in the AI space is like people actually like using it as like a travel agent, like a travel planner, to plan a vacation out. So I'm going to plan a vacation at the place that I'm probably most familiar with, and that's Orlando. Okay. So we're going to get it to plan us a 7-day Orlando vacation. Maybe we'll do 5 to give it. No, we'll do 7. Let's make it go all the way. So a 7-day vacation plan for Orlando. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start high level. Give me a high level 7-day vacation plan. I'm going to try to get it to go day by day. Okay. Haven't tested this one at all. So I'm curious what's going to happen. Let's start off with ChatGPT. Let's dive in and see what's going to happen here. So, all right. So let's see. So hello, ChatGPT. I don't know why, like, I try to be so nice to ChatGPT and like these AI services. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to be nice. So if they ever take over the world, they'll be nice to me. So anyways, hello, ChatGPT. I would like you to function as a travel planner. Are you ready? Where would you like to go and what do you need help? Okay. So I would like a high level 7-day, if I can spell, vacation. Oh my goodness, I can't type today. Vacation plan to Orlando, Florida. All right, let's see what happens here. So I would think it's 4 days at Disney World, 2 days at Universal, maybe 1 day at SeaWorld. Let's see what happens here. All right, Ravel. Okay. Visit the icon. Oh, okay. Okay. Spend the day at Magic Kingdom. Okay. That's pretty good. Universal Studios. Then go to Animal Kingdom. The Kennedy Space Center. Okay, Volcano Bay. And then shopping and departure. Okay. All right. So, not a bad plan. Not a bad plan, honestly. And like honestly, like there's like I wouldn't even think to go to Kennedy Space Center because it's technically not in Orlando. It's in Cape Canaveral, but like pretty cool excursion if you want to take a day off. But we got Magic Kingdom, we've got Universal, we've got Animal Kingdom, we've got Volcano Bay, the water park there, which is pretty good. So okay. So now we're gonna try to get it to go each day. Okay. So can you flesh out the day 1 plan? All right. So we're just going to try to get to go day by day here and see. Okay. So morning arrival. Arrive at Orlando International Airport. It's great. Okay, collect your luggage and head to the blah, blah, blah. Okay, check into your hotel. Okay. Local eatery for a fast yet delicious option. Okay. So it's pretty cool that it knows International Drive. So if you've been to Orlando, you should know the International Drive is kind of like the tourist hub where there's a bunch of restaurants, a bunch of things to do. So pretty cool there. And then Icon Park is kind of the newest piece of Orlando. There's a few rides there, but has Madame Tussauds, has an aquarium, has the big eye. I think that's what it's called. That's what the wheel they're calling it on here. But you can see it. So let's run through what it says here. So morning, arrive at the airport, check into your hotel, whatever, that's fine. Settling in lunch, that's great. Icon Park, that's great. So it says ride the wheel, so the 400-foot wheel, which is pretty cool. And it says explore other attractions within Icon Park, such as Madame Tussauds, Sea Life Orlando, or a Sea Life Orlando Aquarium. So pretty cool that it knows that stuff that's there. That's pretty neat. And then for dinner, it's actually giving us 2 actual options. So Yard House and Tapatoro, which is a Spanish themed one, that's pretty cool. It knows some actual restaurants there. And then at night, we're going to return to the hotel. That's pretty cool. Okay. And I'm going to say, so I'm just going to do basically the same thing. Can you flesh out the day 2 plans? So basically, we're just going to gasket to flesh out every day. So this is supposed to be going to Magic Kingdom. So I'm going to be lazy and copy and paste that. Okay. All right. So aim to arrive at Magic Kingdom before the park opens, so you can rope drop if you're a Disney World fan, you know that. So breakfast, have a quick breakfast, book a character breakfast inside. Ooh, Cinderella's royal table. That's inside the castle. That's a pretty good place to start. And then use the first hour to visit Seven Dwarfs Mine Train or Space Mountain. So if you're a Disney World fan, you should know that rope dropping allows you to get those really popular rides before the lines get there. So Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Space Mountain are probably the two biggest rides at Magic Kingdom. So that's pretty smart. Mid-morning, so it says, let's go Peter Pan's Flight, the Haunted Mansion, It's a Small World. I agree. Lunch, Be Our Guest. So that is the Beauty and the Beast one, which pretty cool. And then you can also go to Liberty Tree Tavern, which is another pretty common, pretty notable restaurant inside of Magic Kingdom. So can't argue with either one of those options. Afternoon, Adventureland and Frontierland, so Pirate, Splash Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and then get a Dole Whip, and then afternoon, let's go to Tomorrowland and do Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin and Tomorrowland, which is pretty cool. And then enjoy a casual dinner at Cosmic Ray Starlight Cafe in Tomorrowland. Okay, pretty good. I don't know that I would go to dinner there, but that's not bad. You're already there, and then secure a spot at least an hour before the evening fireworks show. Wow. Turn the hotel. It's a pretty good plan. I don't know that I'd be able to plan that any better for somebody. That's pretty good. So that's like an A plan. All right, let's go. Let's do day 3. It's a lot to do day 3 here. Again, pretty impressed with the day 2 plans. All right, going to Universal on day 3. So let's let it go through here. All right, so get there early. So again, you can rope drop. First stops, obviously going to the Harry Potter land, pretty smart. Always pretty popular. And then the same thing for Despicable Me, Minnie and Mayhem. If you have a family, if you have smaller kids, that's the place you want to stop. Mid-morning, it says hit up Rip Ride Rocket, which is about to close, so pretty smart to take that down. Transformers the Ride, pretty good. Leaky Cauldrons, the restaurant inside of Harry Potter, that's probably the most popular restaurant there. Let's see. Yeah, and if you want more traditional food, you can go to the Mills Drive-In. So that's another iconic restaurant they just redid at Universal. During Halloween Horror Nights, it's Mel's Dine-In. That's pretty cool. So afternoon, so it's going to Springfield to do the Simpsons ride, do the Twirl and Hurl, Men in Black, Alien Attack. All those are all kind of right there next to each other at the park, so that's a good plan. Late afternoon, you can hit the Bourne Stuntacular. It's pretty good. Kids Zone if you have kids. Oh, wow. It's okay. So it finished this, but give us an error. Okay, it's fine. So I'm just going to stop this because it pretty much finished that up. So that's pretty good for day 3. Okay, so if we go back to our plan, so remember we had day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4. So I'm going to stop at day 4. So I'm going to give it a day 4 and let it plan Animal Kingdom, and then we're going to go on to Claude just because the other days, I don't think it's worth going to all the days. It's done a pretty good job. So let's do day 4 here. So this will be Animal Kingdom. So things that we should be expecting is Avatar, expecting Dinosaur, Everest, so things like that. So morning, again, getting there early, and it says it's crucial for heading directly to Pandora. That is a great tip because those rides have the biggest lines probably at all of Disney World because there's not a lot to do at Animal Kingdom. So it says get there, do Flight of Passage because the wait times can skyrocket quickly, and then the Navi River Journeys right afterwards the dark ride. So pretty cool, and then do Expedition Everest, Dinosaur, Dine in Pandora. At the afternoon, hit up Kilimanjaro Safari so you get to see the animals, and then hit up the Festival of the Lion King, and then you can do your Jungle Trek, which is a walk. You can do the water ride late afternoon. And then for evening, Rivers of Light, which does not exist anymore that I think. So that might be a knock there. I'd also say that doing the River Rapids late afternoon, probably not smart because you won't be able to draw off as much because the sun's going down, but 2 small knocks. And then after dinner and the night show, go home. So Yak and Yeti, that's a place that I go to every time I go to Disney World. So pretty good. So that's ChatGPT with vacation planning. I'm not sure exactly how you do much better than that. Claude's got it's going to just be struggling here. But maybe I'm wrong. Let's hop in and see what's going on. Let's see what Claude can do. All right. Hop into Claude. So I'm going to say, hello, Claude. I would like you to act as a travel planner. Okay. So we're basically going to copy and paste the prompts from each just to be fair. Okay. How many crates, blah, 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 blah. Where are you planning to travel? Duration of trip, main interest, budget. So I do like that Claude tries to get you to give it more information to help it out. I think that's really smart. But so anyways, running through here. So we're going to say, I would like you to create a 7-day plan to go to Orlando. Oh, I'm sorry. A high level 7-day plan to travel to Orlando, Florida. All right. Send it off and see what it does there. So, high level plan. So, I don't want it to go too far. All right. Day 1, arrive, visit Disney Springs, spend the day at Magic Kingdom, explore Epcot, Universal Studios Florida. Okay. Universal's out. Oh, okay. All right, Claude. And then day 6, it's like hit up SeaWorld, Discovery Club. Okay. And then 7 is Animal Kingdom. So neither option, neither Claude or ChatGPT says that Hollywood Studios is worth it. Come on, Disney. Add some more rides there. It's fun. All right. So let's let it go. Okay. So can you flesh out the day 1 plan? All right. Let's go on here. So let it flesh that out. Okay, rent a car. Head to Disney Springs, which ChatGPT didn't mention Disney Springs. Think it's definitely worth it. Explore, shop at stores like World Disney, Uniqlo, grab lunch at Chicken Gob. It's great. Chef Art Smith's Homecoming, incredible food. Frontier Cocina, I've never been there before, but heard it's good. Evening, continue to explore. You can eat at the better restaurants, Morimoto, Edison, SDK. Catch a movie or bowl. Go to the Edison or Enzo's for late night drinks. It's a pretty good day 1. Pretty good day 1. I like the fact that it include Disney Springs because you're already going to Disney World the next day. So pretty good. So assuming your hotel's in that area, that makes sense. Okay. So let's do I guess I can be lazy and copy and paste, right? So can you flesh out the day 2 plans? Let's let it go. So this is again Magic Kingdom. So we'll have like a nice comparison because they both recommended Magic Kingdom. Okay. So wake up early, grab a quick bite on the way to the park, drive or take transportation. You can use wow. Okay. That's pretty good. Arrive at the park before opening time. Okay, late morning, early afternoon. Start exploring the park's theme lands. Okay, prioritize popular attractions such as, use the Genie Plus service or individual. Oh, wow, okay. If you buy Genie Plus, you're encouraging Disney to not bring back the Fast Pass. So I'm not going to judge you, but you shouldn't do it. It's fine. Might have done it in Paris, but I'm not going to name any names here. Okay, so then you can eat at those restaurants. That's pretty good. And then afternoon, go to Pirates of the Caribbean, take a break to watch the parade. And then for evening, have dinner at one of the table service restaurants. So I like that a lot from Claude. Like you generally want to like do things quickly in the morning. Like you don't want to sit down for a meal and waste 2 or 3 hours. But at night, like you should, right? So you can sit down and have a nice meal at Cinderella's Royal Table, the Crystal Palace, or Liberty Tree Tavern. So, and then hit up the fireworks show. So it does call it enchantment, which it's not enchantment anymore, but we won't judge it. The other ChatGPT just said fireworks show, so stay until the park closing to maximize your times and enjoy shorter wait times. Remember to download the My Disney Experience app. Stay hydrated, everyone. That's important. That's a pretty good plan. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. So let's get it to Let's get it to go day 3. Day 3 was Epcot. Epcot's my favorite park at Disney World. Wow, I'm impressed. I didn't think Claude was gonna be able to compete with ChatGPT, but this is pretty good. So morning, wake up early. Arrive before. Driver takes the same thing there. Start your day in World Celebration. Visit Spaceship Earth. Okay, that's fine. And then go to the Seas with Nemo and Friends. Hit up Soarin', Test Track, and Mission Space. Have lunch at one of the restaurants like Sunshine, like Space 220 is a really cool place if you can go there. Coral Reef. In the afternoon, explore the World Showcase, so all the things, visit the attractions in each pavilion. Sample international cuisine. That's pretty good. That's what you should be doing at Epcot, is not sitting down for a big meal, but sampling different pieces from each country, which is always a good time. Evening, check out some shows. Have dinner at one of the nicer restaurants that's smart. Watch Harmonious, which doesn't exist anymore either, but that, again, we won't hold it against it for that. So pretty good plan for day 3. Like, that's what I would do at Epcot as well. Like, I probably would skip some of these rides because I've done them before. But if this is your first time at Epcot, not a bad plan. All right, let's do day 4. So we're gonna give it one more chance for day 4 here. So I think that was Universal Studios, and and day 5 is Universal's Islands of Adventure, which ChatGPT didn't even mention. It's like I'd probably go to Islands of Adventure instead of going to the Kennedy Space Center. Of course, I could make that edit, but I think this is a better plan that Claude's putting together. But let's see what it says about or for Universal Studios. Okay, wake up early, blah blah blah, do your stuff, arrive. So it's pretty similar across the board there, which is fun. Start your day with Despicable Me, Minnie and Mayhem, or Rip Ride Rocket. Not a bad idea there. Visit New York and ride Revenge of the Mummy. That's great. I wouldn't recommend anyone riding Fast and the Furious Supercharged because it's such a bad ride. But if you haven't been there before, maybe check it out. It's fine. Have lunch at Mel's Drive-In or Leaky Cauldron. Smart. In the afternoon, it says to hop on these Harry Potter rides. That's fine. And then go to Springfield and then have a dinner at Cowfish Sushi is awesome. I really enjoy that place. That's a good call out. Stay into the park and then rest up. Wow, rest up for another exciting day at Universal's Islands of Adventure. Okay, so again, we're not going to go any further. We've kind of seen what both these services can offer. Like honestly, like both services are doing a really, really good job of giving a plan. Like if you have no idea what you're going to do in Orlando, like both of these are really good suggestions. Like some of them, like most of it's the same stuff that I would tell you to do if you were asking me about it. I would say that just based on the initial high-level 7-day plan, I would lean towards Claude. And then overall with the breakdown, I would probably lean towards Claude a little bit as well. ChatGPT mentioned going to Animal Kingdom instead of going to Epcot or Hollywood Studios. Like, I strongly disagree with that. Like, Animal Kingdom, I would argue is probably the weakest of the 4 parks at Disney World. But Claude's telling you to go to Epcot and Animal Kingdom, so skipping Hollywood Studios, which you could argue is a good call. But I would, and then like not just that, but like it says to go to Disney Springs, which is really smart because you're going to Disney World the next day anyway, right? It's offering you the option to go to SeaWorld or something special if you want to there at day 6. So I would say Claude takes round 3 by the slimest of margins. So the breakdown, what's happened in this series so far. So round 1. Was making music playlist. I liked what Claude did a little bit better than ChatGPT, so I'd give round 1 to Claude. Round 2 was coding. I think ChatGPT takes coding by a pretty wide margin. And then the third round is vacation planning. I'd say Claude takes that one as well. So I'd say in our 3 rounds, Claude takes 2 of the 3. So Claude definitely is going to win this showdown. However, there's a big if and a massive if here. If you're looking at large language models just for technical needs, I think ChatGPT is still the way to go. But if you're looking for a large language model that's going to like help you do kind of everyday task, I would lean towards Claude to do those things. So Claude takes the win here, but with a pretty massive asterisk on the technical side. But yeah, so if you like this video, if you like this style, make sure you leave a like and a comment below on what your thoughts are. This is a little bit different than what I've been doing. It's less of a tutorial and more of just let's compete these 2 things together and see what happens. But I enjoyed making this one. If you want to see more like it, leave a like I said before. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll be trying to compare more of these large language models as they keep coming out. We'll see you on the next one.